Could one of the darkest secrets of Atlantis spell doom for the entire planet? Well, let's hop into Justice League issue number 10, a prelude to the Drowned Earth crossover event, and find out for ourselves, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Firestorm, who I'm sure was just super happy to be invited, are investigating a ship belonging to Orion, aka Atlantis' greatest hero before the city sunk under the water, basically a proto-Aquaman, if you will. The Justice League has reason to believe that this sunken ship might very well be tied into the murder of Poseidon by the Legion of Doom. And speaking of the Legion, while Aquaman and his team are on their quest, Superman and a team of others are desperately trying to track the Legion back to their headquarters. Unfortunately, the volcano where they thought they were staked out is completely empty, and that's because Luthor has outfitted his base of operations with brand new phase tech technology, essentially meaning like the Isle of Tortuga, Legion of Doom HQ is never in the same place twice. God, I wish I had some of that next time my rent comes due. Now, Aquaman and his team do eventually find the resting place of Orion. We hear from Arthur that in this guy's prime, not only did he defend the borders of Atlantis, make good friends with Amazons and everyone else, but he was actually something of a mariner, not a submariner, by the way, that's totally different. Basically, this dude built a giant magical science conch that he was going to use to try and contact alien life about their oceans and their sea life. In fact, as Aquaman puts it, he had actually made friends with a bunch of sea gods from other planets, and together they joined forces to help defeat a bunch of alien invaders back during the dawn of time. Aquaman really does seem to have a soft spot for this guy, and he figures that, hey, he's not king of Atlantis anymore, Mira's doing a good job, he's going to need a new hobby to help fill his time outside just fighting crime with the Justice League, and maybe something like this would fill the hole that's inside him. But of course, as with every movie and TV show and video game we've ever seen about tomb raiding, no ancient treasure is ever without some sort of crazy guardian, and in this case, it's a kraken. But not just any regular old kraken. After all, Arthur Curry is a connoisseur of krakens. No, this one is made of strange liquid, and that's because this is a frickin' space kraken. Firestorm charges on in to try and deal with the monster, but he ends up getting caught in the water, which in turn mutates him into a horrible fish monster. And because Firestorm is technically two people at all times, that's like two horrible fish monsters. Aquaman desperately tries to save Firestorm, but in all the chaos he ends up getting knocked out. When he comes to, he's sitting in the middle of what I can only describe as a heavy metal album cover. Strange voices tell him that this place is called the Blood Reef. Yep, heavy metal album cover, alright. These three nasty customers here are called the Triumvirate, and they are the three sea gods from space that Orion was dealing with. Only the story Aquaman heard about these guys kinda got lost in translation. You see, they didn't help Orion defeat an evil alien force, they were the evil alien force. Orion defeated them, and they've been stewing this whole time waiting for revenge. Now that Aquaman has essentially woke them up again, they're back, and now they're going to punish all of Earth. How so, you might ask? Well, remember back in Throne of Atlantis, they flooded an entire city? Well, imagine that, but on a global scale. They literally drown the entire Earth, but not just with regular water, no, this water also turns you into a fish monster. And it's on that very dour, very soggy note that the comic ends. So that was Justice League issue number 10, everybody, and overall I gotta say they kick off this newest crossover event with style. It's nice to see Aquaman get center stage again in a major Justice League storyline. I mentioned Throne of Atlantis before, which I thought was one of the finest stories of the New 52, and considering that Aquaman has a movie coming out soon, it's only right that, you know, he kind of get some more play. You can tell Snyder is having a ton of fun playing with the different mythologies of Atlantis, and I take my hat off to him to not have to retread ground that we've already seen before in the main Aquaman book by essentially saying, hey, what if Atlantis but also aliens? What I think really sells this story for me though is Francis Manipal's beautiful art. There's always been such soft color play that he has going on here, and to draw all these underwater scenes, just so good. Overall, I'd give this issue an 8 out of 10, and I would say I'm most definitely on board to see where this is going next. For more on the Drowned Earth, be sure to follow the Cape Joel channel for all the different tie-ins that are coming out soon. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again. I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have on offer. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, did you know I have a Twitch and gaming page now? That's right, I do. If you head on down in the description, you'll find a link to the Joel Daily channel where I re-upload my streams, as well as the Cape Joel official Twitch channel where occasionally I do live stuff. If you're around, I would love it if you watched. I'm sure you'll have a good time. So until then, everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I will be back again with more great comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye.